Welcome back to the channel. So if you like the content I'm creating, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and share with another that you think would benefit from it. So today I'm talking about how I use the pain and pleasure mechanics of the brain. You see, your entire life is based around pain and pleasure. We are all programmed to follow it, whether we know it or not. Just as any living creature really on this planet follows these same rules. You see, you will always do more to avoid pain than to seek pleasure. When you receive pleasure, you are rewarding yourself, and in so doing, you create a habit out of it. See, a habit is dictated by three things. The trigger could be a time, a smell, an activity, whatever. What you do, the habit that you actually engage in. And then lastly, a reward. That's a habit. That is the actual formula for creating a habit. So I have learned how to use this, at least to a small degree, and by the way I do it is that I go do something that maybe not is very pleasurable in the meantime, maybe even a little painful. Let's say when you first go back to the gym, for instance, you're going to go in there, you're going to work out, and you're going to be really sore usually the next day. Really sore. Like bad. It's going to hurt. Not in the same kind of hurt as, say, if you actually injured yourself, but your muscles are very, very sore, especially after that first day. So that's pain. You're going to want to avoid it. So how do you give yourself pleasure by doing it? So until you can actually identify it as a pleasurable activity, the way I did it was I would go, say, to the gym, especially when it's really, really sore, um, or any really activity that I don't super enjoy. Then I will, in return, I'll be like, okay, I am going to engage in activity I really do enjoy, something pleasurable, something I find a lot of fun in. Um, for me, that could be, going on a nature hike. It could be, you know, taking a road trip. And even though I could have done this stuff anyway, I tell myself that this is because I did, whatever it is that I want to associate with. So, obviously if you're going to the gym, you don't want to use the pleasure mechanic by going and get ice cream sundae afterwards. Kind of defeats the point. But you want to do something that is very enjoyable to yourself. Do you enjoy, say, playing a video game or a certain specific type of game? Well, go and do something that you may not really enjoy and then tell yourself afterwards, all right, I earned this. This is my reward. I deserve it. And you know what? As you do that, it'll actually connect it, this enjoyable activity with the task. This is how it works. And eventually you may even reframe the task to be something you actually enjoy over time, but in the meantime associated with something very pleasurable, even if it really has nothing to do with the actual task. You're basically tricking yourself to consistently do something for your own good. And the more you follow this mechanic, the more you can put in really anything you want to lead to anywhere you want to go. Say, for instance, you have a hard time reading books, but you really need to do it. Well, there's actually an actual psychological way to study that I forgot what it's called at the moment, but basically you study for about 25 minutes and then you stop. And then you go do something enjoyable for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And then you come back and go another 25 minutes. And then you stop and go do something enjoyable. And every study has shown that this has consistently led to massively better results in studying and in retention and information than is if you, because most people, if you sit there for a couple hours, you're really not studying at all. Most people have about 15, 20 minutes of real focus before their mind is off doing something else. You may be looking at the words on the book, but let's be honest, they're as fuzzy as, as glasses aren't meant for you. You're not really thinking about the words on the book. You're thinking about probably some dancing panda in a cartoon somewhere you saw back a while ago. We've all done it. I sure as hell have. I'd be like out thinking about every other thing other than what I'm supposed to be thinking about, because that's just the way it works. So you want to use the systems of your brain for you, because if you think you're going to ignore your own mind and the way it works, well, how has that worked so far for you? It just doesn't work. You have to know the game in order to play the game. The game will be played on you if you don't actually pay attention to it. You can't just say, I'm not going to play. Well, then you're not living, actually, because it's going to be played on you. As long as you're alive, you're going to be functioning under these systems, whether you want to or not. So, use it to your advantage. Give yourself pleasure for doing tasks that you know you should be doing, such as going to the gym, such as reading a book, such as whatever the hell it is that you need to do. Do it, and then go do something really enjoyable and tell yourself that you deserve it because you did whatever it was that you want to associate it with. And you'll find that you'll be so much more productive than you thought possible. It becomes so easy for you, and you might even look forward to doing it because you want that pleasurable activity that you've associated with it. So, jump in there and become the master of your own mind rather than be a victim of it. Alright, until next time, I will talk to you later.